Let's talk self-discipline. What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to another video and another week with yours truly, Markeith Braden. And today I want to talk to you about self-discipline. Yes, self-discipline. I know it's a little bit off the topic that I've been talking about the past couple of weeks, but if you recall, I said we're going to be talking about personal branding, personal development, and lifestyle. And today we're going to focus on personal development and this phrase, self-discipline. When you hear the word self-discipline, what first comes to mind for you? What are some things that you feel like you could have been more disciplined at and that you could use a little bit more discipline in getting towards that thing or that goal that you have? As I was thinking about the phrase self-discipline, I couldn't help but to think about the 90-day fitness challenge that I participated in from the months of July to October. And there were so many life lessons while I was going through that challenge that I thought I'd take, 5 key things from that challenge and share them with you today around self-discipline. But first, entering the challenge was a great decision for me because I had been having this goal of wanting to see a six-pack, wanting to lose about 10 to 15 pounds, and I had not necessarily had the discipline to do it. I love my sweets. I love sweet tea with lemon or Arnold Palmer. I love to do a lot of things that would take away from me actually getting to the goal of the six-pack. Now, I would work out every single day. I would eat decently, but I would still have some of those sugary drinks and sugary foods. And so entering into the challenge helped me to be more disciplined because of the accountability. And that's what I think a lot of people seem to veer away from or shy away from, is the accountability that being disciplined requires, whether that be from friends, family, or from yourself. Discipline will always require some level of accountability. That's why that phrase self-discipline is so important, because you first have to master yourself. I'll never forget a quote that I learned from Dr. Cindy Trim, I believe, and she said that the key to success is self-mastery. In order to master your success, you have to master yourself. And so let's go ahead and talk about some of these things that I kind of gleaned from my 90-day fitness challenge on self-discipline. One of the first key things that I had to really grab hold of in that 90-day challenge as I was moving towards my goal of seeing a six-pack was that I had to have the mindset of discipline. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, he said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, he or she can achieve. And so you have to have the mindset of self-discipline. You have to determine within yourself that you're going to stick to the plan. You're going to stick to the course, that you're going to follow through on what it is that you said you desired. And self-discipline means that you really are going to do a thing in spite of the obstacle, in spite of how you feel, in spite of what may get in your way in achieving the goal. Self-discipline says that you're going to do it anyway, that you're going to figure out a way to make it happen because it is something that's important for you to accomplish. And when I think about those 90 days, one of the things that I determined in my mind was that I was going to have to cook more and eat out less. And during that 90-day period, I did not eat out at all. Why? One, because of the self-discipline, but 2, because I had determined in my mind that I was going to fulfill the goal, that I was going to follow through, and that I was going to see that 6-pack at the end of the 90 days. And I'll be able to share with you whether or not I reached that goal. But at the end of the day, you have to develop the mindset of being disciplined. And many times that has to come from within. Not many times, all the time. That has to come from within. That you've got to determine within yourself. You got to know your why of why you are wanting to achieve that goal. That's going to help you to be disciplined and relieve yourself of all the distractions that may keep you from reaching your goal or that may get you off course. And so the first thing that I had to understand in that 90-day fitness challenge was that I was going to have to be disciplined and hold myself accountable to not eating out, to not eating as much sugar. So here's the thing. I had to decide that I could not cold turkey just completely relieve myself of sugar, but I did slowly but surely determine within myself that I'm going to eat less each and every day. And the way that I helped myself to be disciplined to that was that I started tracking all of my meals so that I know how much sugar, how much protein, how much carbohydrates, how much fats that I was eating each and every day so that I can reward myself by slowly but surely subtracting from that sugar intake. After determining in my mind that I was going to be self-disciplined and that I was going to stick to the plan, the next thing I had to do was to create a plan. You have to have a plan if you intend to be disciplined. And what that plan looks like will be determined by you. But I had to have a plan in place on how was I going to reach my goal and how was I going to stay disciplined to what it is that I said that I wanted. And so part of that meant that I needed to write out my plan, that I needed to know how many days a week was I going to work out, how many days a week was I going to do cardio versus lifting weights. Then I had to also meal prep in a sense that I knew what I was going to eat each and every day. Now, some days I had to wing it, but most days I decided that I knew what I was going to eat each and every day in order to stay disciplined. Ultimately, all I'm saying is that you have to have a plan in order to be disciplined or in order to help yourself be disciplined. One of the things that is so important is knowing what you're going to do in situations that may try to get you off task or off track. You got to know what it is that you're going to do each and every day in order to reach that goal. Now, my goal was within 90 days. Yours may be within 2 weeks, within 30 days. It all depends on what you are going after. And so you have to create your plan of action. In his book, Success Principles, Jack Canfield talks about how helping yourself be more disciplined requires you to plan the night before or sometimes a few days before. I like the idea of planning the night before by telling my time what it's going to do each and every day the night before, because it's not too far out and it is, close to my current reality so that I know exactly what I need to do the next day. And when I was doing that by scheduling when I was going to work out, when I was going to eat my first meal, when I was going to eat my second meal, when I was going to take a break, when I was going to take time out to get my 10,000 steps in, it really helped me to be disciplined and accountable to me. And so the second thing that I took from participating in that 90-day challenge that will help you as well be self-disciplined is you've got to have a plan. What's your plan of action to get you to the ultimate goal of what you want to achieve? The third thing that I gleaned from the 90-day fitness challenge was I had to be honest with where I was so that I know where I'm trying to go. One of the ways that it helped me to be honest with where I was, that they require us to take photos of our bodies to know where we started, so that at the end of the 90 days, we would know what we achieved. And it was so important to do that because sometimes we lose sight or we can be discouraged. And if you're not honest with yourself where you are, you can't necessarily see the progress that you're making as you're going throughout your process. And it's so important to know the progress. It's so important to celebrate the progress because it helps you to be disciplined. As I was looking at those pictures that I was taking sometimes week by week or a couple of weeks at a time, I was seeing the progress. And so part of that reinforced my wanting to stay the course. Part of that reinforced my wanting to be disciplined because I was seeing progress. And so once you're honest with where you are and then you start tracking your progress, it helps you to stay self-disciplined. It helps you to stay disciplined to the assignment, to the goal that you have. So you want to make sure that you're always honest with yourself with where you are. You want to tell yourself, show yourself, believe in yourself, but also understand and acknowledge that this is where I'm at. This is where I'm trying to go. So that as you are tracking your progress, it reinforces the discipline that you need in order to keep going, because there are going to be times that you will get discouraged. There are going to be times where you might get a little off track. There are going to be times where you don't feel like it. There are going to be times where you just don't want to do it. But as you are looking at your progress, as you see how close you are getting to your goal, it just reinforces, encourages, and inspires you to stay the course, to stay disciplined. Discipline is one of those things that, we all have a tendency to just kind of shy away from because it does cause a little pain. But the quote says, no pain, no gain. I'll say it again, no pain, no gain. The pain is a sign that you're on your way. The pain is a sign that you're getting close. The pain is a sign that if you keep going, you'll get to the point where that aspect of the process is no longer painful and you're graduating to a new level of pain as you progress to your goal. So understand that you've got to be honest with where you are so that you can track your progress to where you're going and stay encouraged along the journey. The fourth way that I gleaned from the 90-day fitness challenge was that it's important to have community. The great thing about participating in this challenge, in order to stay accountable, there was a Facebook group that we were able to post in, to ask questions, to share our progress so that others could see, encourage, provide advice, provide encouragement. And so it's so important to have community around you when you're wanting to stay disciplined. Yes, you have to take 100% responsibility for your actions and for your discipline, but it's also good to have accountability partners. It's also good to have community around you that can push you towards your goal, that can encourage you, that can help lift you up when you're down, that can give you sound advice when you're wanting to give up. Because there were people in the 90-day fitness challenge that wanted to give up. There were some that gave up in spite of or despite having the community to encourage them. But it's so important for us to surround ourselves around people who can help us stay the course. One of the things I learned a long time ago was that if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Well, as it pertained to this fitness challenge, I wasn't the one who was the most in shape. I wasn't the one who had the tools and all the advice to help other people. I was wanting to learn too. And so being found in a space, in a community that can help encourage you, that can help to motivate you, that can help push you along when you don't want to keep going, is a great attribute, a great tool to have in your toolbox as you are wanting to be more self-disciplined. Who's in your community? Ask yourself, who are the 5 people I spend the most time with? Who are those 5 people that I give the most attention to, that speak to my life most often than others? Those people should be individuals that elevate you, that encourage you, that help motivate you and inspire you to stay the course. And so having community around me in that 90-day fitness challenge was so important. It helped me to stay the course. Did I fall off every now and then? I absolutely did. But because of the community helped me to get back on track, stay the course, share my way, share my pictures, share my progress, share my downfalls along the way. And the community helped to make sure that I got back up, got back on track, and kept pressing my way. So community is very important when it comes to self-discipline. And then the 5th thing that I really gleaned from the process of going through this fitness challenge as it pertains to self-discipline was visualization. One of the things that is so important is for you to envision where you're going, to envision the end result. And as we were going through that process, one of the things that I did was, for the first time ever in my life, I actually created a vision board and placed it in my closet so that I could see it each and every day. And on that vision board was more than just fitness things, but it included where I want to be physique-wise. It included what I would be doing with that physique, whether that be on the beach running or being on the beach, and people admiring my physique. And it really helped me to be disciplined, because every time I went into that closet and looked at those pictures that I had posted on my vision board, it kept me from making some of the most not so good decisions when it came to my eating habits. That if I were eating this certain sugary food or drinking this certain sugary drink, would I look like this at the end of the 90 days? So it was a reminder for me that if I stay the course, I potentially could become what I see on this vision board. And so it's important for you to take time out to visualize what the outcome is so that you can stay self-disciplined. Because here's what I'm learning, and the reason why I wanted to share this, that self-discipline really is a process. It is not an overnight success microwave situation, but it is layer upon layer, habit upon habit, discipline on discipline to ultimately help you get to your goal. That you're not just going to reach the goal doing the same thing that you've always done, but you've got to adopt new habits, new behaviors in order to get there. Because doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is called what? Insanity. And so we want to make sure that we visualize where it is that we're trying to go to help us to internally feel what it's going to feel like, to have the emotion of what it's going to feel like, so that we can stay the course and keep moving forward and reaching the goal. Self-discipline is key if you're going to win, especially as we prepare to go into 2024. And so let's walk through those 5 things I wanted to share today. Real quick video, but wanted to come on and talk about self-discipline and give you some key things that I gleaned from that 90-day fitness challenge. So the first thing I said, you had to have a mindset and be determined of achieving that goal and knowing that this is what I'm going to do and this is how we're going to get there. So step 2 was, you got to have your plan of action, knowing what the plan is. What are you going to do each and every day in order to accomplish that goal. The third thing is be honest with yourself so that you know where you are. And as you're tracking your progress, you stay encouraged because you're able to see where you come from, and it helps you to be more disciplined. The fourth thing is to make sure that you have a community of people who can support you, who can help push you, motivate you, inspire you to keep going, because there will be moments where you don't want to keep going and when you want to quit. And the fifth thing is visualize. What does it look like when you reach that goal? And I'm still trying to get there. I actually did not get my six-pack, but I did lose 12 pounds. And in losing that 12 pounds, I got closer to reaching the six-pack. I'm actually will kind of show a quick reveal of the months that went by right on the screen here so that you can see that I did track my progress. I did reach my goal of weight, but I didn't reach the six-pack. But I am going to get there. And so hopefully you got something from this week's video. Just wanted to pop in to, talk about this topic because this is something that we have to master in order to have the type of year in 2024 that we're moving towards that we desire to have. And so if you like this video, go ahead, smash that subscribe button so that you are not missing any of the videos that I'm posting each week, and also sign up and make sure you click the notification so that every time I upload a video, you will get notified of these videos. As you can see, I'm kind of sitting in my kitchen doing something a little different than being in my office, just to kind of change it up, switch it up. I'm getting better and better, I think, at this YouTube thing. It's going to get better. I'm going to be able to really start creating more opportunity to create video with blogs and different things like that. But we are doing the best we can with what we have. And hopefully you will give me a thumbs up on today's video and videos to come. So until next time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and just remember this: always shoot for the top, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. Take care.